What is the goddess protocol?
It's
Where did it come
everything.
from?
It actually came from my own experience of taking care of my body and the things I was doing actually to improve myself as a woman, as a
Mhm.
mother, as an entrepreneur. And I was doing these fun little behavioral activities really for myself that didn't feel fun in the time I was doing them. I was just doing them actually as necessity. And they came out to be these really great things. So I matched that with the nutrition program, and it created this very complete um, pathway for a woman to kind of open the doorway for her, not just to stabilize her metabolism, but that's a byproduct of doing this. It's actually to open up the doorway for her connecting with her higher self.
How did this all evolve for you? You know, because your background, it wasn't in health and wellness, right?
No, it wasn't, but I've always been into health and wellness.
Yeah.
And so my life was health and wellness, and that powered me to be an executive and to be a mother. So I've always been into health and wellness. I've always been a person seeking health. I've always been a person that was aware of how food affected my body and
Mhm.
how I felt. I was aware of my hormones and mood changes. Like I did a lot of research just on wellness in general because I wanted to be as healthy as possible. I needed to be able to do the stuff I was doing.
Isn't it crazy the impact that, I mean, it's literally, it's what we put inside ourselves, and that impacts everything. And for so long, people didn't realize that, right? It
No, because
wasn't,
we were taught to do things. Number one, women were taught to starve, to make it hard, to put
yeah.
these chemicals in our body, which all later, by the time you hit 40, the only thing they do is actually destroy your metabolic health, destroy your hormones. And now you're going through this like premenopause, menopause
Yep.
symptoms that are outrageous because you were taught your entire life to dishonor your body and your female mechanisms.
hmm
And it puts you in a bad position. So it's crazy how
Yes.
we,
Yes. And you
yeah.
and I have talked about this. It for so many women, we're taught that if we're going to be making improvements, it should be painful. It should be a struggle.
And you're
We
cheating if
somehow
you're
we
not
have
in
to, yeah,
pain.
somehow we have to earn it, and to earn it
And it
means
has
that
to be
it's going to be
hard.
hard.
There has to be
Yeah.
sweat. There has to be
Yeah.
starvation. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, that's actually not true. Women are supposed to nourish and hydrate their self to wellness. The less that you are stressed, the better.
hmm
What you think about yourself and how you feel, your internal environment, your mental health absolutely affects your weight, your body, your hormones, everything.
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 So where does the goddess protocol come into play here?
Well, it's really just again like a tool, an open doorway for women to really get on that path of wellness for themselves that's authentic and real.
Mhm.
It takes away the noise around nutrition and weight loss and all the BS that's being told, and we just isolate true information that really works for most all women. And it's very simple.
Mhm.
So we're simplifying the mechanisms necessary for them to stabilize their weight, their body, to get their vitality, their energy, and get their hormones stable. And then we also simplify the pathway to tapping into their higher self,
Mhm.
like developing their own rituals that complement who they want to be and how they want to be, helping with their behavioral activities for themselves. Like, how do you communicate to yourself? Just helping them understand that. But the whole goal is just to make it easy for a woman to go through this process of taking care of herself. And from there, when she's done, she has really a lot of information, a lot of resources that she can go as far as she wants in this. There's no like when you're done with the program, now you gain all the weight back.
Mhm.
No, when you're done with this program, you're a stronger person, individual. You feel better about yourself. You speak better about yourself. You feel better about yourself. You look better. You operate better. And you're seeking a better version of yourself all the time because you know how to do it now. You know what's necessary for it.
And that's the thing. Like, I want to talk about your background because you you didn't feel good. You weren't feeling well, right?
Mhm.
And so what started all of this for you? Like what spurred the goddess protocol?
Well, it started. I had Anthony, and this was 15 years ago, and I'm, running a company. I'm, building out all these departments, and just newly working with the federal government. So there was a lot of new pressure, and I have all these employees that have personal things they're going through, and because I chose to work with people that were recovered,
Mhm.
so that was like even a bigger. It was a beautiful path, but it was a deep path to go through to work with people that have these personal issues going on all the time. And then I had children, had small children, and
Yeah.
I'm doing outreach. And it's like I had no energy. I was like the epitome of what chronic fatigue looks like. My hormones were all a mess. I couldn't go through the normal mechanisms of dieting and exercise. One, I was outrageously tired to where I couldn't I feel like I couldn't function. I was forcing myself to get up and do everything. It was so hard. So I had to find, like, I couldn't continue the path I was on, but I had to continue because I have children. You have to wake
Yeah.
up in the morning. They wake up and they all wake up and they look at you, and you have to be up before them
Yeah.
to manage their day. But it stemmed from me needing a solution for myself, and I had nothing to turn to but natural mechanisms, which was really learning about my body as a woman, learning why I was feeling this way, what could be the problem. And it all went back to food. It all went back to ritualism. It
Mhm.
all went back to, you know, the mind body connection. It's true. What you think and how you think affects you in a deep way, chemically, hormonally,
Yeah.
emotionally, it affects you.
Everything that
So
we absorb affects us, whether
everything we
it's
absorb.
food or people who are in our orbit, things that we're consuming on social media, listening
hmm
to, all of
We
it.
are what we consume.
Yeah.
We are what we consume.
So, all right, how did you get started then? How did you turn things around?
Well, honestly, I was sitting in my dining room area at my computer, and I just like was researching natural ways, like for natural energy and healing chronic fatigue. Because then you go down that path, like, oh, this
Mhm.
is probably chronic fatigue, and then how do you heal chronic fatigue if you're breastfeeding? And then it kind of led me down this path of food, and right away, like this raw food, plant based eating thing came up. And the person who was talking about it, the way they talked about it was so simplistic.
Mhm.
If you just eat real food,
'Cause it should be,
natural,
right? Yeah.
and it's true. Like all of it, no matter how much education and the Cornell University things I
Mhm.
took and all of this for physicians, it still came back to the basic thing. If you eat real unprocessed foods in abundance and
Yeah.
you hydrate with things without chemicals, clean water
Yeah.
and fresh juices and stuff like that, you're going to be healthy. Like your body's going to operate better. Your cells are made up and their health is made up of what you consume.
Yeah.
It's really not complicated. It's really simplistic.
And so how long did it take for you to start feeling better and really noticing a
It was
difference?
3 days. I went
Wow.
raw overnight, and I did it for the purpose. Again, it was not religious. Like I don't want to hurt animals. And no, I use it as medicine. I said,
Mhm.
okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to heal my body. This has to be true. Logically, it just makes sense. It's
Mhm.
food, right? And I went through that detox period of 3 days, just eating an abundance of unprocessed raw plant foods, and I just ate as much of them. And honestly, I felt weird the 3 days because my body was detoxing. I felt
A little
mentally
foggy.
foggy.
Yeah.
I felt weird. There were so many symptoms that I was having, and I actually enjoyed it
Mhm.
because it made me realize, oh wow. Because this person explained to me so basic, I knew what was happening. I
Mhm.
knew, oh, I'm
It's
detoxing.
working.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, by day 4, I'm going to wake up and feel so much better. Guess what? Day 4, I woke up and I felt like a freaking superhero.
Yeah.
And that's all I needed. I got through that. I was educated enough on the process to get to where I needed to be.
Mhm.
So I was told the simplicity of it. Oh, this is what's going to happen when you do this. You're going to detox. You're going to feel all these things. Okay, now I know. I went through it and I got to the other end, and it was
Mhm.
like, you're not going to stop me now. And so then I just went on this path of just outrageous self-education and learning how to make food. Like I was making all my own food for years. I was making food for myself and my children. I put a lot of energy into it because it was for me to heal and have more energy to function for my family and the things that were necessary. Over time, it turned into very quickly people always asking me, women,
'Cause they saw the change in you? Is
well,
that what drew
yeah,
them in? Yeah.
yeah, because I was vibrant. I was
Mhm.
glowing with 5 children running behind me,
Yeah.
and doing all the things I was doing. Like it was very obvious I was doing well, and it wasn't something artificial,
Mhm. Mhm.
you know. And I think women have a good way of gravitating towards what they need in
Mhm.
another woman, and
Yes.
that's our magic amongst each other, sisters, and we just can feel it,
Yeah.
and
It's
we know.
inspiration. When you find inspiration in someone and you wanna that draws you in and then you wanna learn more. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
how it should be. Every woman that was an inspiration to me was who she was unapologetically,
Mhm.
but she was also someone that I was able to approach and ask her
Mhm.
something, and I got so much from it. It was like you're talking to it. Like I'm not a big celebrity person,
Yeah.
but when I meet a certain type of a woman,
Yeah.
to me, she's like everything.
Mhm.
You know, when you
Mhm.
meet a whole complete person,
Yeah.
it's like, oh my God, like you really are a goddess. Like you
Yeah.
got, and you know she's done the work to get there. So you
Right.
just want to know, all the little things. And I was very happy when women would ask me, and I wanted to share every little scrumptious secret I could to help them.
And so that's how this all came about, this
Yeah.
protocol.
Yeah, just women asking me and me, and it was actually too with the outreach because I was working with moms and children in need, and I'm providing basic necessities. Like I'm
Mhm.
looking at these kids that are like they're my kids and these women like they're my sister,
Mhm.
right? And it's like what do they actually need? They need real food,
Mhm.
and I can provide that. I can provide some sources for them to have some form of functionality in their life just for this week. That even if it's a small amount, maybe it is just 6 bananas, but they're organic bananas. Maybe it is just like a bag of potatoes, but it's something I was able to contribute towards them having real food. That was a big part of it as well because I was teaching the children and the women of like
Yeah.
why, like, but basically like simplifying it like crazy amounts because there was no need for it to be complicated. It's like, oh no, it's better to give your child rice and beans and potatoes, and if you have some greens than it is to buy
Fast food.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they were just like, no, this is actually bad and you're
Yeah.
hurting your children and this is hurting you.
Mhm.
This is what's happening. And it was not they you can't tell me people don't want to be reformed because these people didn't even speak great English. They were
Mhm.
like mostly Hispanic. And they would listen and they wanted to participate. The women wanted to learn how to eat healthier. They wanted to exercise. They wanted to know what to eat. They were just as hungry as a woman that lives in Palos Verdes
Mhm.
or Orange County.
Right.
And that let me know that women want a solution and
Yeah.
children want a solution for wellness.
Wow. There's an audience for it. Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
need. There's a
Yeah, it's a
demand.
need and they will
Yes.
do it. In the
Yeah.
most simplistic measures, they'll make it happen.
So how many women did you help before it became this
Oh,
tangible thing?
I don't know. I don't know. And even in the process of me building it, I originally started True Vitality in 2015 exactly. And even in that process, I actually built out a program with a website, fully dynamic. People can log in and they had their membership area. I built a real company really
Yeah.
fast, but it was really nonprofit. I wasn't doing it for money. I was going out and going to events to learn, um, connecting with women. I was just working with people for free mostly. And I couldn't and it's crazy because I couldn't bring myself to charge people. Like, I would have that feeling this should be a business, but it was
Mhm.
always supposed to be a nonprofit in the beginning. So I just couldn't take money for it. And I even tried like a few times to put like money around it and it didn't make sense. I could
Why? What
I
was it
don't
just something in you?
know.
Did you feel like you were like this was a
It felt
different
like it
type
was
of
supposed
mission
to
for
be
you?
free and I was
Yeah.
so financially stable. Like this was like my mission to help women.
Mhm.
Like it
Mhm.
really was. And it's like, okay, I can figure out how to make this done. I want it to be done well. Like this is not going to be some gimmicky
Right.
PDF you get and like it's all the same food. No, I really want to give women real information so they can feel
Tools.
better.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, the Ultimate Reboot was a little bit more on the educational end and it was food based. So there were no peptides, there was nothing like that to outside of like natural supplements. So
Mhm.
women really were healing their body with food only and mostly plant based. And that worked. It worked really well. The mind body connection, the behavioral therapy type of things to help women really understand why they're doing dysfunctional behaviors,
Mhm.
that was all in there as well. So all of it to be a whole program was there. It was just very educational.
Right.
It was very
Well,
educational.
also, I mean, this is our brain, but this is our brain too, right?
Yes,
Right? I mean,
yes.
it's connected. So,
Oh yeah, big
yeah.
time. And it was, and even with that program, teaching women to get past that first, like basically month, first 2 weeks of like the cravings and how their body responds to
Mhm.
taking like chemical based foods out
Yeah.
and addictive based foods out. I was really teaching women deep, like emotional, like food therapy type
Mhm.
things because they didn't understand, like, if they don't understand that detox process, for example, they're gonna quit the first
Yep.
week.
Mhm.
If they don't understand that, like, when you're, um, getting to this phase of, like, this your microbiome switching, like, that's when the cravings change, but before that, you're fighting against a beast
Mhm.
that's actually asking you for the things that it was getting fed before
Right.
because those bad bacteria, they wanna
They want to
live,
be fed.
and they're
Yeah.
asking you and they're tricking you. Like, you have to really explain this because they're thinking everything they're experiencing is either, like, just to them only
Yeah.
or it has to, like, they're not understanding the actual connection behind, like, this is happening because you're not actually having cravings. The bad bacteria in your body is asking for those chemicals again, and that's all that's happening. So you just tell it no. Kind of like when your kid's asking you for ice cream before dinner. You're like, no, why? No, you don't need that. It's not good for you.
Yeah.
You have a reason. So there was a lot of education with that one to help women get through the path of the uncomfortability of really that first month of transitioning to a healthier, more vibrant version of themselves, because they're feeling a lot. When you have the peptides now, oh my gosh, they're amazing because they eliminate the hunger monkey gets off your back, the craving monster gets off your back.
Yeah.
And now they're doing this program with ease.
Well, and before we jump into the peptide thing, talk to me about the program itself. Like how many phases are there? What are the steps?
Okay,
How does it
so
work?
it's 3 months. It's 3 months, and the first month is control. It's control, transform, and thrive. In the first month, it's not controlling appetite and all of that. Yes, your appetite is controlled from the peptides, but it's actually just controlling your information. It's controlling your ritualism. It's getting control of yourself, getting control of what you want yourself to be like. It's identifying your ideal self and then creating
Getting control of the information.
Yeah,
too.
like and then actually identifying what she looks like, her rituals, and the control part is you're actually creating those behaviors for yourself. Like the thinking, the creating, the implementing of those basic things for yourself or during that time. And it also helps you get control of the whole idea of dieting. Like that whole first month is like debunking the myths. It's you taking control of your future. And
Dieting's almost like a bad word, right?
it is, because you shouldn't be dieting. You can do dieting should be something that's temporary for a short-term solution. And I'm not going to say, oh yeah, you'll be photo ready and ripped every time. No, we're women.
Constantly fluctuating.
We're women. You're going to be ideal most of the time.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have a week or two that you may be bloated. It's not every month because your hormones are in check.
Right.
But I have sometimes like I'll be ripped and looking great.
Yeah.
And then one week my hormones are going crazy because I'm on my period or it's supposed to be coming. And I have 10 pounds of water weight on me.
And it's not that way every month either.
No,
So
it's not
like,
that way. The more stable you get, the healthier you are. Your body is just more stable. Women's bodies are very, when I say complicated, I mean complicated in the most beautiful way. And we do have things that affect us hormonally that don't affect men the same way. Like women are emotional creatures. We can have something go on in our life and we don't put it in a box. It affects everything. So if I have an argument with, let's say, an employee's having a bad day or something and I have to send them home, that affects me still throughout the rest of my day, especially if I have an emotional connection to that person. I'm going to feel bad about that, or something about that is going to resonate with me the entire day. Women don't just put things down. And so that's why we fluctuate in general. Our just emotional part is going to add to that, not just the hormones, just our emotions affect our hormones. And we're always emotional.
So once you get control, right, and you decide, okay, this is who I want to be. This is how I want to live.
Then you start practicing, really. You're practicing the whole time. So the control is getting all information together. Basically, you're taking control of your life with the right information and the right ritual and practice. The second month is transform, and that's really when you're practicing those things more hardcore. In the beginning, it's the beginning.
Yeah.
So you're trying to drink the water. You're maybe like playing with different forms of exercise. Like I tell women the first month, stop over exercising. Take control of what your fitness looks like. It's supposed to be fun, enjoyable. Some women really enjoy running their butts off until they sweat and they just get something out of it. If that's really you, then do that. But if you're doing it to lose weight and calories and to burn, I make them stop the first month and choose something else.
Because it shouldn't feel like a punishment.
No.
Right.
And so that's even some psychology too. You getting to the point of like why they're doing this exercise. Really, why are you doing this exercise?
Yeah.
Is it really ritualism? Or are you dieting and you're starving? You're trying to restrict calories and burn calories that you ate.
Or give yourself permission for the next meal that you're about
So
to
what's
have.
the real why behind that exercise? And that's all in the first month. But the second, they're practicing these behaviors better. That first month with their microbiome stronger. Their cells are made up now of better materials because they've been nourishing all month and eating tons of more healthy foods, way more calories than they're probably used to in the healthier end. and kind of taking their body out of that starvation mode or whatever lack of nutrients. So transform is when their body is transforming. The cells are made of something new from the first 30 days, and they're seeing things different in their body. They obviously lost weight. They're practicing the ritualism. They're getting better in their ritualisms. They may be refining them. Like, what do they like to do more? Is it certain types of meditation? Has their music styles changed? There's little things that come up during that month. And the Thrive Month is the last one where, again, there's still more points where we take them back and we do the identity check, where we help them connect with who they are and who they really see themselves as being, you know. But in that Thrive Month is when they're feeling really good, because now they have they had the crazy energy in the beginning, you know, because they started and it's new, but now this energy is sustained.
Yeah.
And they're clear and they wake up with energy and they go to sleep and they sleep well and their digestion's good, and, you know, they are confident because they're thinking better and they're taking, you know, control. They've taken control of their thought
They
life.
feel empowered.
They
Yeah.
feel empowered. And that's when the thriving happens. And we, you know, that point is when women really start the end of the program, which is in the end, is the beginning of really, now how do you take all of this information you've been presented and weave together your own program or protocol, which really isn't that. It's their lifestyle of how they live and what feels good to you. And a lot of women will continue with what I'm doing for a while because they want to lose more weight, so they stay with the peptides, but they're still practicing the ritualism. But even women who've just done the 90 days, when they're leaving, they're just like, well, like, I don't feel like I'm ending anything. I feel like I'm continuing, but empowered and clear about what I want this continuation to
Yeah.
look like. Now I know what it feels like to have true ritualism in my life operating. And I know how much of that I want and how to improve that, you know, because they've done it.
Yeah.
So now they can okay, say this is the main character in my life.
Yeah.
And I know that, you know, yoga, I'm actually down with yoga. Because the whole month is about this the whole 3 months is about this awareness and getting to where you like what you're doing to stay stable. So they have these components that are really important that they know work. And they're like, oh, wait, I know these work. And now I have all these other open doors I can go through and explore more forms of wellness, or go deeper with my fitness, or go deeper with my anti-aging. You know, some women at the end of 3 months are like, oh, you know what? I think I want to do something for my skin. It's okay. What do you want to do? Like, why not?
Yeah.
Because they're practicing all this other stuff that makes them feel good all the time. So then they're ready for all the other stuff.
Right. Because they're prepared for that course.
Yeah. So by the end of it, you know, they've formulated their own way of thriving in real life, and they're very aware of how to manipulate that their own protocol to be more of what they want.
Yeah. And you mentioned peptides a couple times.
Yeah.
And that's a phrase that we're hearing a lot more now, right?
Yeah.
Hearing that word. What are peptides? Are they cheating? Are they...
They're not cheating. They're just proteins.
Yeah.
They're just proteins, and they're already in your body, and they're behind cellular signaling. And so if you just look at it like you're just giving your cells more encouragement to do the job they're supposed to do, because for some reason it's forgetting. And there's some things we've been doing to our body that, you know, over time cause cellular dysfunction, cause your body to be dysfunctional. When you're starving it, when you're being mean to your body, when you're putting chemicals in it, when you're doing all these things, recreational, whatever people are doing, over time it affects your body. It's like a plant.
Yep.
Right? Like if you pour bad water into a plant or chemicals into a plant, it's going to die eventually.
Right.
It's going to take a little while to get it back. Peptides are not cheating. They're a beautiful way to complement natural longevity. I think they're better than vitamins. Throw away your multivitamin, and don't throw away your multivitamin. Find a better one. But peptides are a great way for your cellular health, for your cells to start doing the job they're supposed to do. So whether that's growing hair, whether it's helping you burn more fat, whether it's your skin elasticity, there are so many options for it, and I think they should be explored.
So basically there's a peptide for
Everything. I mean, insulin's a peptide. So people are like, oh, you're cheating. No, you're not. If people take insulin, you don't think it's cheating. It's not. You're not enhancing or changing something in your body. You're not adding a breast implant. I have breast implants. I'm not against those.
Yeah.
But you're not actually adding anything to your body that's not there. You're just helping your body do its job properly. That's it. You're
And
just
so
helping your cells do their job properly.
what role do peptides play in this protocol?
So we utilize peptides for the anti-aging,
Mm-hmm.
building muscle. For the appetite support, we do microdose using GLPs. And even that approach is a little different than most people. We do not start people at standard dosing just because it makes them nauseated and sick,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not what we're going for.
And I know some people are just freaked out by needles. Do you have to use needles, or is there a
For most,
tablet?
yeah, for most peptides, just so people don't waste their money, there's not, I don't know of any company that's doing any type of quality ingestible
Mm-hmm.
peptides that are normally done with injection. So most peptides are sub-Q, and injection is how you're going to get the most benefit from them. I know a lot of people are talking about oral peptides. Hopefully that becomes more of a standard
Mm-hmm.
with the things that can be oral, but right now they're mostly injection, and they're tiny little insulin needles. Really
And
small.
so, I guess what's the next step after that? Because you don't stay on the peptides forever, right?
No, I mean you can. Some of them you can stay on as long as you want. And some of them have great benefits. Like
Mm-hmm.
GLP is not just for you know, appetite control and stabilizing your blood sugar. It was actually shown to help with your brain health and combating, brain issues as you age. So there's peptides usually have more than one benefit, and they're all great and work, for what we need, what we're
Mm-hmm.
looking
Yeah.
for, benefits to us. So
And are they covered by insurance, or do you have to pay out of pocket?
no, most of them are not covered by insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I know the GLPs might, because they are accepted now with the FDA, and they're like the way they're being used. So I think for some of the GLP, you can, in the GLP family, you can use prescriptions. For most people, it's out of pocket.
Got it. So, I guess, what is your goal here? Like, what is the next phase, the next step?
Well, I mean, the goal is to get the information out in front of women so they can make an educated choice for
Mm-hmm.
themselves. But it's to continue to simplify wellness for women so they can really have a solution that fits them,
Mm-hmm.
that is no longer a diet. They're not dieting anymore. Want to get this in front of them so they can make a solution to feel better, you know?
Why are you so passionate about it? And because I could see it. You glow when you talk about it.
Because women deserve we deserve to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
We're magical creatures, and a good woman, and I can't speak for all human beings, as all human beings are built the same morally, but most women are so special in how much they uphold.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying men don't. Men have their own superpowers, and the weight on their shoulders is insane. But for women, the way we feel about our bodies affects us deeply.
Mm-hmm.
A woman being 5 pounds overweight and having to stand in front of a room and do a presentation, she may feel extremely disqualified because of her weight, and it's
Mm-hmm.
5 pounds. She may feel extremely
It'll feel like 500
disqualified.
pounds. Yes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
disqualified because of how she looks. She's not attractive enough, or she doesn't feel attractive for her environment, or her age. As she's aging, she doesn't feel she can compete as well against someone younger. And it really just comes down to how she feels about herself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. The way a woman feels about herself is so important. And I'm very passionate about making sure all women can feel good about themselves.
Yeah, and talk about that because you mentioned this all started because you just weren't feeling good.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling good. I was not confident. I could do a presentation. I could build things out. I could make all this, do all this, and take care of people. But underlying, I was just like still very, very insecure.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like my body. I didn't feel healthy. I was foggy brained all the time, overstimulated from caffeine, hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
hungry all the time, which does not feel good.
Yeah.
I didn't feel good. And the moment that I was forced because I was nursing my son to find other mechanisms to take care of myself. It was like, wow, every woman should know it's this easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's this easy to be able to thrive and feel good.
And once you start to feel all of those changes and all of that positivity, and you see the changes as well, what does that do for you mentally? Because
Everything. A woman becomes unstoppable. Think about how you feel when you're when your body's just right, that outfit's just hitting,
mm-hmm.
your face is on point, you're feeling like vibrant. You feel like you can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like there's no limitations, problems seem easier to deal with, and that is just the nature of human beings. So a woman, when she feels good about herself, she can do a lot. She can sustain a lot. She's more creative.
Mm-hmm.
I think it unlocks a lot for a woman because women are multifaceted always. She's not just one. I'm sorry, a woman goes from breastfeeding her child
Mm-hmm.
to sleeping with her husband in a
Mm-hmm.
really fun way. You know what? To going to tuck her kid in at night, to making a dinner, to
Mm-hmm.
being a good daughter, to being a business person or whatever she's doing. She wears a lot of hats and is
Mm-hmm.
a different character for all of those. And she should feel good in all of them.
Does getting well and healthy also cause you to edit those who are in your orbit too?
Yes,
Because not
absolutely.
everyone's supportive when you're getting healthy.
Yeah, and one of the main rules in the beginning of the Goddess Protocol. I don't have many rules, but I have a
Mm-hmm.
couple. One of them is keep it private.
Mm.
Don't tell everybody what you're doing. Tell really no one unless you have to. You can share positive changes maybe you're doing in fitness if you want, but I always tell people just keep it completely private and allow yourself to go through your changes without other people's opinions and their expertise. They don't know. If they knew, they would have already helped you. That's why you were doing this.
Not everyone wants to see you
Yeah,
improve,
and
right?
some
I mean, it's
people want to
the
see you
reality.
improve, and they
Yes.
just don't understand, and they're totally crippling you, and
Yeah.
they don't mean to, just
Right.
because they think they know what they're talking about, and they
Mhm.
don't. So just keep it to yourself. Up until this point, no one around you has helped you lose weight or to stabilize or to thrive. That's okay.
Yeah.
Like, just do
Yeah.
the program, keep it to yourself, and share with people that would want to be a positive part of it.
Talk about the women that are in the program or that have gone through the program successfully, because they're from all walks of life, all
Yes.
different types of careers.
Yes, this was built for women.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is not a one size fits all or one shot fits all. And women come in all beautiful shapes and sizes and colors and attitudes and energies. And it's all very scrumptious and luscious. I love it all when a woman's doing that authentically for herself.
Yeah.
So some of the women are songwriters, Grammy Award winning songwriters. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know she did that until like she tells me later. Executives, some are moms. Some women were executives and lost their job while they were with me, and now they're stay-at-home wives.
Yeah.
Women are launching companies. Some are mothers, executives. Some are entrepreneurs. Some are athletes. There's like all different everything you can think of. We're women. We do all things.
We do all things, and we have
Yeah.
so many things on our plate. And so many of my friends will say that they feel guilty when they want to take that time for themselves in order to do something like this. So they shy away from it. What do you say to them?
It's all just changing your approach to what you're trying to do. If you're trying to be the most effective as a mother, as a wife, as a business owner, as a daughter, as a friend, you need to be operating in the highest frequency possible for yourself individually
Mm-hmm.
to be the best asset to all those other things. And if you're feeling guilty for taking time to put yourself in your highest frequency, then you just need to adjust your thinking, sis. You need to
Mm-hmm.
adjust your perspective and see the bigger picture. Like, they need you to take time for yourself. And taking time for yourself and self-love doesn't need to be getting your nails done, although that is part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Self-love and putting yourself at a frequency that you need to be for the rest of your family may just be 10 minutes of you sitting privately in your closet
Mm-hmm.
because your kids are running around the house, and sitting and actually taking time to jot down a few things you need to remember about yourself. You know what? I'm stressed out, but I'm whole and I can get through this. Just going through practices maybe that would help you at that time. But maybe it is you going to that closet for 10 minutes and resetting yourself and talking to yourself for a minute,
Mm-hmm.
or just getting away from the noise and telling the kids, I need a minute to feel better. I'm not feeling too good right now. I'm feeling overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
And teaching your kids even to be functional in that way, or your husband, like, I need a moment. And if they don't know how to give you a moment, take one. Tell them you're going to the grocery store. They won't
Mm-hmm.
come with you. Go
Yeah.
get in your car and drive somewhere and sit down for a second.
Mm-hmm.
There's no excuse. We can make the time.
Well, yeah, and it's like a muscle. You just have to
Yeah,
continue
and
to
you have
flex
to
it.
stop telling yourself you're guilty. You have to stop making yourself feel guilty for taking care of yourself, because taking care of yourself is necessary to do the things that you need to.
And you're such a great example of that, an ambassador of that. I was just looking at your social media on your Instagram, True Vitality, and you're skateboarding. You're doing all kinds of fun things. So you practice what you preach.
Of course. And I learned how to skateboard when I was 38. It's not like I was skateboarding my whole life. No, I was a grown woman with
Yeah.
5,000 kids and a business. And I was like, I want to learn to skateboard. It's like,
5,000
okay,
kids. Yeah.
and I tried it and I fell a few times and it was fun.
Yeah.
And I like it. I'm not saying everybody has to go skateboard. Do what matches you.
Yeah.
Someone like my daughter is a diva. And
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I'm not that girl. Like,
Mhm.
I'm a girly girl, but like to an extent. Like most of the time, I don't wash my face. I'm
Mhm.
saying this lie. I don't wash my face at night. I
Yeah.
wear natural makeup, so that's my excuse.
Yeah.
But no, a lot of times I don't even take time to do rituals, and my daughter is a ritual person
Mhm.
when it comes to her face. So some women are going to be, um, dramatically one way, and it's okay as long as that's very authentic and she's living that and exploring that and enjoying that.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of it, is just to like be the best version of you.
Do what works for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the things that do work for you now may not work for you at 38 and they
Right.
did it 35, or 42 and they did it 38.
Yeah.
And that's okay too. You're always evolving. We're
Mhm.
always growing. We're always like developing as women. We're not the same. And the same thing with our rituals, our behaviors of people around us. Like, we need to take account of that all the time. Does this still serve me and respect me?
And also, like, you're talking about your kids. I mean, you're setting an example for them too.
Yes, children learn from what you say and you don't say, from what you do and you don't do, from where
Mhm.
you go and you don't go. They're learning from all of it,
Mhm.
and they are their own person. They're their own human being, and they have to make their own choices, and that is just it. But you can do your best to show them what functionality looks like, and you want to teach them from a young age to take care of themselves.
Mhm.
And the sacredness of that it's not egotistical. Like, no, it's important that you say something bothers you. It's important to have self-respect enough to put boundaries with things and behaviors and people and situations and
Boundaries are so hard.
food and
Yeah.
places
Yeah.
and music. And yes, you have to put boundaries to protect yourself.
And how do you absolutely. How do you enforce them? And then how do you address those who don't like boundaries?
Well, if people don't like boundaries, that's none of your business. That's
Mhm.
their issue. But you still be consistent with, like, that's my boundary.
Yeah.
You can go have a fit about it, but it's still true. Um,
Because
I
when you
think
start to
enforcing
enforce boundaries, not everyone in your orbit is okay with it.
So this is the thing. No, they're not going to be. You vibrating at your highest frequency is going to piss some people off.
Yeah.
You're pissing people off now at your low frequency.
Yeah.
So why not just vibrate your highest frequency? You're still gonna piss people off.
Right.
You're just gonna help more people. So
Mhm.
just help more people, piss off less people. That's how you do it in your high frequency. And if they don't like boundaries, that's unfortunate for them, but they don't get access to you.
Yeah.
You don't have to give everybody the same access to you and the same access to your personalities and your time and your intelligence and your wisdom. Like,
Mhm.
everyone, your body,
Mhm.
everyone doesn't get access, right?
Mhm.
And if they don't understand that, that's their problem.
Yeah.
You just need to be consistent. That should give you a really strong indication that person is not functional,
Right.
not functional for your orbit or your
Not healthy for
universe.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And I'm very good about canceling people from my universe.
Mhm.
You're just
Same.
canceled. And
Yeah.
love and light and magic. Go
Mhm.
and make magic and be beautiful in your world, but you are no longer invited in mine.
Wow. That's good advice. Well, as you continue to build this business and grow this business, what are some of the biggest challenges that you face?
I wanted to stay authentic. I wanted to always have the right things for women to succeed in what they're doing. And, science is always changing. Um, like, the challenge is making it as simple as possible. Like,
Mhm.
it is complicated. Like, being a woman is a lot.
Mhm.
We're women for a reason, and we can handle it. We can multitask, we can do all of it. But really making sure we simplify this process of a woman tapping into her whole divine self. And I just want to keep refining that and making that as easy as possible so
Mhm.
more women want to take advantage of that.
What are the challenges that you face being a mother and an entrepreneur? Because you've got 5 kids, 5,000 as you joke.
Yeah, I know. Well, it really, for me, it's time, like wanting to spend enough time with my children and
Mhm.
also build what I'm doing and be present for not just my clients, but also myself in that, because I'm building it,
Mhm.
But the time aspect was probably the most challenging. But that even got fixed very quickly when I learned how to spend my time. Because my kids, when I explained to them everything I'm doing, so instead of them thinking mommy just goes to work, they've been a part of my life.
Mhm.
They've been a part of me growing. They know what I'm doing. So when I'm spending time with them, it's clear, yes, I did this work, but I'm purposeful in my time that I'm spending with them. So that solved that by just communicating with them
Mhm.
and just putting my phone down as much as I could
Yeah.
at times to really be present in those few minutes I'm there. If I'm taking them to the movies, take them to the movies. I made mistakes of like trying to work and be a parent at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that sometimes, and women have to do that sometimes. Like you need to, answer this email, or I had to do government reporting actually in my car while I'm
Yeah.
trying to go to this event with my kids. And you just fit it in. Just fit it in and know that all women are just fitting it in.
Mm-hmm.
It feels confusing. It feels like a lot. And that's why you need to be taking care of yourself and have more natural energy. And believe me, sis, it will work out. I was doing stuff I didn't know was humanly possible just because my vitality baseline was so strong. I was always more emotionally stable.
Mm-hmm.
My kids didn't piss me off as much as other people because my hormones are stable. I'm not starving and hangry.
Yeah.
I have energy because I've been eating and hydrating. I have mental clarity. I feel better. So I interact with my children better.
Where do you get that confidence? Because you embody such a confidence that not many women have.
I think it's from going through so many things, and like you just keep standing up and enduring, and things keep happening. So I just look at it like you have two choices. You're either going to walk through it or not,
Mm-hmm.
and then how you walk through it is up to you. I've chosen to walk through things a hot mess, and I still got to the other
Mm-hmm.
end. And I've chose to not walk through a hot mess and kind of skip through, and I still got on the other end.
Yeah.
So I think the confidence is just knowing like everything's going to be okay. And like if your heart is in the right place, your intentions are right, everything's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really comes to your intentions are to take care of your children and be present with them. Then ideas will come on how to do that. But you have to stop beating yourself up and wasting energy and resources on the negative so that you have them for the positive.
What is one example for you of walking through something as a hot mess? Because we've literally all been there, and so I think it's helpful and healthy for people to hear and be able to relate to those moments.
Yes. Okay. So going through a divorce. I was going through a divorce. We had so much financial stuff that was going on because he did some really terrible things financially and then like left. And I have all this like pressure on me because I'm the producer, right?
Yeah.
I'm the one who like produces all this money and I have to fix it. And I'm having still to show up for the kids at school. I'm still having to show up to the office. I kid you not, I would be in my office some days at Crimson, cry. I would just cry like a little baby. And I have like a little moment of just like, this shit's all gonna fall apart. And you close the door and you're like, what am I gonna do? I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna pay my employees. I don't know how I'm gonna pay for my kids' private school that we've had them in the last whatever. I know those sound like privileged situations, but when overnight you go from having something to not, it creates some major issues, right? And I've had it all different ways that way. But yeah, I was not okay, and people thought I was just fine because I couldn't cry. I couldn't fall apart. The kids were smaller. I had to be strong for them. I had to be strong for my employees. I had to be the person people expected me to be, but behind the doors, I was really sad. I was alone. I felt like I had no options, and it felt like everything I was trying to do wasn't working. And pretty privilege doesn't work with the government and stuff. I'm sorry. Like there's the positions I was in with work. It doesn't matter what you look like. You have to, there's things that have to happen to have that seat. And yeah, I was a mess. I was a mess.
What got you through that time?
My children, faith. Honestly, I really believed that authentically, like everything has to work out. Like my intentions are right. I'm doing the right things. I have these children that I have to take care of. And I've been doing all these other right things to take care of. There's no way that things aren't going to work. Like I had to just lean on that blind faith because that's all I had was blind faith in my children.
Do you have affirmations that you say to yourself?
I did. So that's part of like what I developed, the identity check. How I got to create more authentic affirmations for myself was creating that scenario where you identify the negative and the positive things that you walk through and, identify the characteristics of that person that would have done both of those. That's how I developed my affirmations that actually worked. It wasn't just like, Claudia, you got this. You're a boss. You're beautiful. No. It's like I'm looking in the mirror as a hot mess and I'm like, you know what? You're intelligent. If this all falls apart, you're going to be really fucking sad, but you can build it again. You have more information. You can wake up in the mornings. That means you have an option. You're alive. Like I was doing some real, like, you got options, girl. Like you're going to be here. But some of them really were just like, no, you're a really phenomenal person. Claudia, you're a
Mhm.
good person. That's something I know. I'm a good person. I
Mhm.
love people. I authentically do everything with the right intentions.
Mhm.
And so I could really sit at myself in the mirror and say, you know what? You're a really good woman. You really are. And you deserve things to work out for you. You deserve the woman that you are. You deserve this to be okay. You deserve for something to happen to help you out in this situation because it was true.
Mhm.
So.
What advice do you have for women who don't feel so deserving?
Well, that's some work that we need. That's some stuff we
Mhm.
need to do some work on. You absolutely deserve. You exist. There's only one of you in all existence. You deserve to thrive. You deserve to feel comfortable in your body. You deserve to find success. You deserve to have love, whatever that looks like to you. You deserve to feel functional and strong in your body. Those are basic things that every human being deserves.
Mhm.
Now, if you throw on top of it, and every woman who says, I don't deserve, think about what you actually have done and what you actually do on a regular basis. You deserve every good thing.
What's some of the best advice that you've received from other female entrepreneurs?
Don't care about what people think of you, which goes back to you're going to piss people off no matter what.
Mhm.
I like to say, like, just like your glitter, may get in somebody's eye, and that's all right. Like, it's okay. They're going to just cry for a little bit. Um, I really think it goes back to just like the best advice I've gotten from women in general, entrepreneurs or not, is not to worry about what other people are thinking about you
Mhm.
and not to overshare your personal information with people
Mhm.
because everybody is not going to be the same person in 2 weeks, in 3 months as they are today with you.
Mhm. What do you hope people take from this program?
Well, I want women to tap into a higher version of themselves. I want to take from this that they absolutely can keep refining and keep making themselves more perfect and excellent as much as they want to.
Mhm.
And it's not about weight. It's really about having a beautiful relationship with yourself. And this whole program teaches women to do that and to have a functional relationship with yourself. So there's no limit to what you can do when you and you
Mhm.
find you and you love you
Yeah.
and you get along with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Me, myself, and I, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can do so much.
What does your higher self mean though to you? Because with that, we hear that phrase a lot. What does that mean to you?
Um, Higher self to me is like you're the person that you're divinely created to be. Like you already are your higher self. You inside of yourself have every thought, dream, vision, understanding. I believe it's already there. We're just going through the motions of
Mhm.
learning it and learning ourselves. So I believe it's the most elevated version of ourselves, which that's individual to every person.
Mhm.
And I honestly think that changes a little bit in time. Like
Does
I
it?
think
Yeah.
we can get to a higher version of ourselves, and then as we grow, I believe like just another door unlocks. I hate
Mhm.
to think that there's this. I never put it as higher version that you'll never get to.
Right.
You're always at that. You're always getting to a higher version of yourself, and it can go to whatever that you believe that can be. But there is a more refined version of you.
Over the years, I've learned I don't ask people for advice anymore.
You
I
have it.
I hear her and I
Yeah.
channel it. So I've become really good at listening to her
Ooh,
voice.
yeah.
It's me, it's my high, like I know where it's coming from, but it's like once
You
I
already have it in you.
yeah, yeah. And is that the same for you? Is
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's especially after you mature and you really do the work.
Mhm.
You obviously have done a lot of work
Mhm.
to, and not work on yourself, but functional, happy work to be a whole, like to know yourself.
Mhm.
Just like if you're in a relationship with your partner, you're on this path to know them,
Yeah.
right? And when we get to that with ourselves, where we're really excited to know,
Yeah.
like I'm really excited to know Claudia and what she likes. That's when you get to the place where you are, where you can actually tap in and say, "Hey, like what do I know about this?"
Mhm.
Or like something as simple as like sending a text message and overthinking, and it's like, no, that was exactly as it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That was exactly our friend the other day was talking about like
Luis.
overthink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
overthinking is like, no, it was exactly what it was supposed to be, and that's that internal voice.
Mhm.
Should I do this or should I not? You know.
Mhm.
You have it inside of you already. And when you do that work to connect with yourself and have a relationship with yourself, it's a lot easier to hear that voice. That's where you hear the voice.
What does the word goddess mean to you?
Ooh, goddess to me is a complete woman. It's what a woman is.
Mhm.
And I think people look at like God and goddess as like putting, like these beings. But I believe a woman is a goddess. Like she creates life in her body if she wants,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
We're beautiful, we're alluring, we're intelligent, we create, we're crafty. there's so many things about a woman that's so special that all encompass what a goddess is when you look at a definition of a goddess. Like we heal, we protect, we take care of, we go to war.
Mhm.
There's so many things that we're doing all at one time.
And I love that you've created this whole community of women. And I know you've worked with male clients too, but really it's a large community of women.
Yeah.
And I found personally in my own life, like the best advice I've ever received, the best support I've ever received, it's always from my girlfriends. It's always from that community of women. So
Well, and you probably have a network of really strong women around you, and I'm blessed to have like a pool of women I can touch where I'm not, cackling with these women all the time.
yeah.
But if I reach out, they'll grab my hand, and I know it's going to be some solid information on the other side. So a lot of women don't have, like, to go circle back what you were talking about as they go through the program. A part of that is kind of like looking at yourself, who you want to be and what aligns with that. And sometimes people, places, and things don't align with that higher version of yourself that you know. And if you look around and you're not able to reach out and have another goddess grab your hand and get some strong communication and functional communication back, then you probably need to look at your tribe a little closer. Weed
Wow.
it out.
Yeah, right? Just like the diet, just like the exercise.
If it doesn't complement your higher self, why is it there?
Mhm.
Like, why? Like, why continue down that behavior if you know it's just destroying you from getting to this next level of yourself that's absolutely where you're supposed to be?
So you established True Vitality in 2015. It's been a decade, right?
Yeah.
What have you learned about yourself over the last 10 years building this company? And what would you tell Claudia in 2015?
I care way too much about what people think.
Mm.
Way too much about, and not because it's like, I actually care about what they think. I care about them, and I care about their, like, and I was putting that too much to connection with me. Like, I can care about what you think and who you are, but that's separate from what you think about me.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely would change. I would work on that. But what I would tell myself is that enjoy the process. Enjoy this process. You're going to win no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all for a greater good. So enjoy it.
What advice do you have for women who are listening to this and they're curious about your program, the Goddess Protocol?
Yeah.
They aren't sure if they have what it takes, right? Because sometimes it's just our confidence before we get started. And if you haven't done something, you don't know how to do it. And then you've already decided that you failed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, that's the whole thing. You don't need confidence to start this. I want you to start this in a place of any place. Come at any way that you are. You're not having to master anything. You're not having to master a workout and a diet plan and counting calories. No, all you're doing is learning to master yourself, and we give you all the tools to do that. There's no doing it wrong. You can't mess it up unless you just quit and walk away, and that's not you're just quitting.
yeah, yeah.
But if you try this, you're going to get something really beautiful out of it.
I was just going to say, what is waiting for you on the other side?
A beautiful version of you.
Yeah.
A stronger, more powerful, healthy, vibrant, clear, purposeful version of yourself.
Where can people go for more information?
Right now, it's just our Instagram, which is True Vitality, and that's at True Vitality, TRU Vitality.
Thank you so much for being here. This has been so much fun.
Thank you so much for having me. You're a great host. You totally helped me navigate the communication on that. Thank you.